Three astronauts aboard China's Tiangong space station just faced every crew's worst nightmare. No way to escape in an emergency. A piece of space debris traveling at thousands of miles per hour had struck their spacecraft's window, created a small triangular crack in the heat-resistant glass. The damage looked minor, but wind tunnel tests revealed something terrifying. During re-entry, those cracks would spread under extreme temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius. The window could shatter completely, exposing the crew to scorching plasma. The spacecraft that brought them to orbit could no longer bring them home safely. What happened next shocked the global space community. While NASA's Boeing Starliner left astronauts stranded for 9 months, China launched a complete rescue mission in just 16 days. This is the story of how China's space program pulled off what many considered impossible, and why the rest of the world should be paying very close attention. When disaster strikes, November 4th started as a routine day aboard Tiangong. The Shenzhou 20 crew had been in orbit for 6 months. They were scheduled to return to Earth the following day. Just one more day. During a standard inspection, astronauts noticed something wrong. An abnormality along the edge of one of the spacecraft's portholes. They immediately photographed it with standard cameras, then used a 40 times microscope aboard the station to capture detailed images from multiple angles. Ground experts reviewed the photos and confirmed the worst. A small triangular crack had formed in the outermost layer of heat-insulating glass. The culprit was almost certainly space debris, one of millions of fragments orbiting Earth at velocities that turn even paint chips into deadly projectiles. Engineers moved fast. They built a model of the return capsule's porthole, replicated the damaged state, and conducted wind tunnel ablation tests simulating re-entry conditions. The results were unambiguous. The cracks would likely continue propagating under the extreme thermal stress of atmospheric re-entry. With the porthole glass compromised, using Shenzhou 20 for re-entry posed unacceptable risks to crew safety. In other words, the spacecraft was broken, and they couldn't come home. The impossible choice. Now China's space program faced a critical choice. The Shenzhou 21 crew had just arrived at Tiangong in early November. They'd completed a smooth handover with the Shenzhou 20 astronauts. Tiangong can temporarily host 6 people, but it's designed to support crews of 3 for 6-month durations. Keeping both crews aboard indefinitely wasn't sustainable. So the General Command made an unprecedented call. The Shenzhou 20 crew would return to Earth aboard Shenzhou 21, not their own spacecraft. Now, in space, this is far more complicated than switching cars after yours breaks down. An entire chain of tasks had to be repeated. Flight plans recalculated, orbital mechanics redone, mission coordination completely revised. Shenzhou 21 was configured for a fast 3-orbit return. Shenzhou 20 was meant for a 5-orbit re-entry. The orbital math became an immediate challenge. But despite the complexity, the decision prioritized what mattered most: crew safety. On November 14th, the Shenzhou 20 crew climbed into Shenzhou 21 and rode it safely back to Earth, after spending an extra 9 days in orbit alongside their replacements. Problem solved, right? Not quite. The new problem, bringing Shenzhou 20's crew home, created a new problem. The Shenzhou 21 crew was now aboard the station with no return vehicle in case of emergency. They'd only been in space about a month on what was supposed to be a 6-month mission. In an emergency, fire, depressurization, major system malfunction, medical crisis, they would need a reliable spacecraft docked and ready for immediate evacuation. Without one, they were essentially stranded. Now, this isn't the first time this has happened. You might remember Boeing's Starliner situation in 2024. NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams flew the capsule to the International Space Station in June for what was supposed to be a 10-day stay. 10 days. Starliner experienced helium leaks and thruster problems. NASA decided to keep them on the ISS longer, while Starliner returned to Earth uncrewed that September. Both astronauts were eventually reassigned to a long-duration IS mission. They didn't make it home until March 2025 aboard a SpaceX Crew Dragon, 9 months after their original 10-day mission began. So the question becomes, how quickly can you actually rescue astronauts in space? The 16-day miracle, China's response was swift and decisive. Even before the Shenzhou 20 crew returned to Earth, planning had begun for an emergency launch to protect the Shenzhou 21 crew. Here's the secret. China's space program has maintained a one-launch, one-backup system since the space station construction phase began. For every crewed mission, another spacecraft and another rocket sit on standby at the launch site, ready to fly within 8.5 days if something goes wrong in orbit. China has 2 emergency timelines, an 8.5-day plan when astronauts need rescue as quickly as possible, and a 16-day plan when the situation is less urgent. With the station in good shape and the Shenzhou 21 crew safe with stable living conditions, the team chose the more flexible 16-day plan. Even this timeline cuts usual preparation time by at least half. On November 25th at 12:11 am China Standard Time, a Long March 2F rocket lifted off from Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center, carrying the uncrewed replacement Shenzhou 22 spacecraft. After just 3.5 hours, it reached Tiangong using automatic rendezvous and docking. 16 days. From problem identified to rescue spacecraft docked. Compare that to 9 months for Starliner. How they did it. So how did China pull off a launch in just 16 days when normal preparations take months? The answer is meticulous preparation and strategic foresight. After Shenzhou 21 lifted off earlier in the year, work at the launch site had essentially wrapped up. But once the Shenzhou 20 anomaly was reported on November 5th, crews immediately jumped back in. Here's the critical part. Both the Shenzhou 22 spacecraft and its Long March 2F rocket were already at the site in standby mode. Fueled, assembled, ready. To execute an emergency launch, everything still had to be checked again. Every procedure, every system, every piece of equipment. Staffing had to be rebuilt. The solution was keeping the same core launch team that had handled the previous mission, then bringing in additional specialists, but only those with hands-on Shenzhou experience. Since this was an uncrewed launch, teams worked closely with the astronaut support system to pack crew supplies, food, clothing, and essentials into the right compartments. Originally, China's emergency plan didn't include installing cargo at all because it was too time-consuming. But with a 16-day window, they had enough time to prepare supplies and get everything aboard. The stark contrast, the contrast with recent Western space incidents is striking. In 2022, a docked Soyuz spacecraft sprang a coolant leak, again, probably from space debris, and sprayed frozen crystals into space. Made it unsafe for crew return. Russia launched a replacement Soyuz, but it took about 2 months to arrive. Then came Boeing's Starliner situation, 9 months compared to China's 16 days. The difference isn't just speed, it's systematic preparedness. China's crewed space program pulled off a rapid sequence, delayed return, crew swap, emergency launch, and arrival of a brand new replacement spacecraft in just over a month. This wasn't luck. This wasn't improvisation. This was the result of years building redundancy and emergency response capability directly into program architecture. The one main, one backup, dual launch parallel model means rescue capability exists before emergencies happen, not after. The uncomfortable truth, these incidents expose an uncomfortable reality. We don't have a reliable international space rescue capability. Here on Earth, rescue teams reach challenging places, sailors adrift in oceans, skiers injured in mountains, survivors of remote plane crashes. But in space, there's no rapid response rescue system. The hard-won lessons from Apollo, Skylab, and the shuttle era about the importance of in-space rescue have faded from memory. And this is happening when more people than ever, representing more countries and increasingly flying in commercially built spacecraft, are heading into orbit. Most space rescue today relies on self-rescue. Crews must save themselves using whatever equipment they have, because sending another spacecraft is extremely difficult. To rescue one spacecraft using another, you need three things. The damaged vehicle must keep its crew alive long enough for help to arrive. The rescue craft must launch quickly, and the launch cannot be overly limited by weather or orbital timing. China has demonstrated they've solved this problem. The question is, why hasn't everyone else? The future, China isn't stopping with emergency Shenzhou launches. According to the China Manned Space Agency, China is preparing to launch its next-generation crewed spacecraft, Mengzhou-1, in 2026. Mengzhou represents a major leap forward from the aging Shenzhou line. Bigger, modular, capable of supporting lunar missions. It's made up of two parts: a reusable crew module built to safely return to Earth, and a disposable service module handling propulsion, power, and life support. Mengzhou can carry either 6 astronauts or 3 astronauts plus 500 kilograms of cargo. Fully equipped, the spacecraft stretches nearly 8.8 meters long and weighs around 21,600 kilograms. If all goes to plan, Mengzhou, working with China's Lanyu lunar lander, will support crewed missions to the moon by 2030. On July 17, 2025, China conducted a successful pad abort test using a Mengzhou test article, demonstrating the launch escape system works perfectly. An in-flight abort test is scheduled later this year. China's handling of the Shenzhou-20 crisis established a new benchmark for space emergency response that the rest of the world must now acknowledge. In 16 days, they identified the problem, made difficult decisions prioritizing crew safety, executed a crew swap, launched a replacement spacecraft, and restored full emergency capability to their space station. Compare this to Boeing Starliner's 9-month saga or Russia's 2-month Soyuz replacement. The message is clear: systematic preparation beats improvisation every time. And right now, China has demonstrated they've mastered space rescue better than anyone else. Drop 16 days in the comments if you're impressed by China's response time. And subscribe, because we're covering space stories that show you who's really leading the next generation of exploration. The future of space isn't just about who gets there first. It's about who can bring their people home safely.